Hello. So today we're going to be reviewing how to turn a decimal into a percent, and then later we're going to go from percent to decimal. But let's start with decimal to percent. In order to turn a decimal to a percent, we're going to move the decimal point two spaces to the right. Okay, so we're going to take the decimal point that's already there and move it two spaces to the right. So let me show you what that looks like. Okay, here we have a nice decimal. Okay, here's the decimal point. And to turn this into a percent, I'm going to move this point two spaces to the right. So here we go. I'm going to start here. I'm going to go 1, 2. And I notice that my new decimal point is between the 5 and the 4. Okay, so when I come over here to write this, I don't need to write this 0 anymore because it's just floating out there in front. I'm going to start with the 3, the 5, and then notice that the decimal point is there between the 5 and the 4. And then, of course, since it's a percent now, I'm going to put a percent sign. So as a percent, 0.354 would turn into 35.4%. Excellent. Let's look at this next one. Here we have 0.029. Once again, I'm going to be moving the decimal point two spaces to the right. So here's my decimal point. I'm going to cross out this one because I don't need it anymore. 1, 2. There it is. It's between the 2 and the 9 now. Now, I could write these zeros out in front, but we never really see a number start with zeros because they don't really matter when we're talking about whole numbers. So instead, I'm going to start with the 2. Then you'll notice my decimal point is what comes next, followed by the 9. And since this is a percent now, I'm going to add my percent sign. So 0.029, when I turn it into a percent, is 2.9%. Let's talk now about going the other direction. So what if we have a percent that we would like to turn into a decimal? Well, the process is almost exactly the same, except instead of going to the right, we're going to move two spaces to the left. Okay, so let's see what that looks like. Here we have 1.4%. I'm going to take the point, which is right here, cross it out, and I'm going to move it two spaces. 1, 2. Now something that's a little strange is you'll notice I have this empty spot right here. What do you think I could fit in that empty spot? Well, if you thought 0, you're absolutely correct. Okay? So when I write this as a decimal, I don't need the percent sign anymore. It's going to be 0.014. That's my decimal. Now, just to make it look nice, because I do like this when I write my decimals, I am going to add a 0 at the front. It doesn't change anything. I just think it looks nice to start your decimals with a 0. Okay? Fantastic. Let's try one that's maybe a little trickier. Now this is 9%, and I'm supposed to turn it into a decimal, but the thing is, there's no decimal point to move two spaces to the left. So what do? If there's ever not a decimal point, and you need to turn a percent into a decimal, all you need to do is start at the end, right there, okay? If you start at the end and then move two spaces, you're guaranteed to get the right answer. So I'm going to go ahead and start there, cross it out, and move two spaces to the left. 1, 2. Once I have this empty space here, which I'll fill in with a 0. And so my answer, cross out the percent sign, is going to be 0.09. So when I turn this percent, 9%, into a decimal, I get 0.09. I'm also going to add, again, that sort of useless 0, but I do like it because it looks nice to the front. So it goes 0.09. I just think it looks better. Excellent. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to let me know. But go ahead and try that exit ticket again. Thanks.